15 marriages in 19 seasons.
Yeah.
So I mean, right with the formula. Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today it's all about season 19 of Married at First Sight. We are talking about the finale and the reunion. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
And I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. And I got no sleep last night because I stayed up to 2 a.m. just to watch these episodes. Because once I started, I couldn't stop.
Yes.
Like,
no, honestly, I said, maybe this is a scheme that Todd set up. Like, quite literally, what the F is this? First of all, I was like, when everybody said they were staying married, I said, this is some producer shit right here, because y'all not even saying the reasons why y'all shouldn't be together. Y'all not saying them enough during these decisions. So I'm confused.
But I wonder if, like, they get to a space where they're like, okay, I'm gonna say yes, so they start focusing on all the yes things, and just cognitive dissonance with the no things. It's just out of, like, they're not, and they're just acting like they're in a basket somewhere that's just not even to be dealt with.
The way the experts were sitting there, like they was on the edge of their seat, like, say yes, bitch, say yes, say yes. Feels like it was a scheme to toss it up. I mean, quite honestly, because I didn't expect anyone to stay together on decision day besides Megan and Derrick, and potentially Josh and Jalen. Potentially, like, and it was a very, very slight potential, just because they started off so great. But for me, Jalen was already side eyeing that man because of how he started behaving towards the end. So literally the only people I was like, okay, they're gonna for real stick it out is Megan and Derrick.
Yeah, and also, like, I will say that when we got to the reunion and everybody is broken up, the way that it started, I was like, I can't even believe this. Like, everybody's story was so unbelievable. It's like the Jalen, he broke up with me. I'm like, girl, you ain't the one that left this because you saw the signs and they showed back up. Okay. Then it's like Megan and Derrick. Of course, they had their tragedy, but it's like, what? Derrick in a whole nother relationship? He sounded like this the one? Like, this new woman? Like, what's happening? Will being, I'm just like, this, it's like, cut the tapes. That's what, like, when Jalen started crying, I was like, and telling the story, I was like, is this real? It sounded so fake. So that's the only thing that, like, to me, if this is a producer setup, I'm like, is everybody in on it? Because these stories were so unbelievable. The fact that they were together and the fact that how they broke up. It was just, what's happening?
Yeah.
The only people who were believable were Belinda and, I mean, not believable, but that I just saw it coming, Belinda and Rhonda's, their relationships.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, girl.
Yeah. So let's just start from the top, okay? So we started off we'll just go in the order of the finale, because they was all hot ass messes to watch. So
let's start with the who we want to talk about most, Brittany and Will. Is that who we want to talk about? You want to talk about Jalen and Josh?
Let's start with Brittany and Will. They all, like I said, they all a hot mess. So take your pick. Should we put them all in a hat and pick one out? Like, how you want to do it, sis? It don't matter to me.
Oh my god!
No, let's start with Brittany and Will.
Let's start with Brittany and Will.
Okay. So I actually did have a little bit of faith coming out of decision day. I was like, okay, Will, maybe he was a little heightened in his emotions. He's able to, like, settle, calm down. He said, you know what? Let's go ahead and work on this. Let's get the cameras out, the face. So I was like, okay, they're gonna figure it out. And I guess, like, there was enough there. Seeing him cry, I was like, okay, he's really expressing emotions. Like, maybe this is, like, really turning a leaf for him, because I feel like for him to be crying, he's close to a panic attack for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, he's really feeling it. But when they got to that reunion, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like it's like, actually I didn't like you.
Yes.
You know, like, cause people kept coming for me specifically.
They were
on threads for my take. But I mean, we did have a clickbaity sort of like headline, right?
Yeah.
But you know, we said we blame Will, but I stand by that right now. I stand by that because there's something about how he's operated. It just on off switch is like, no.
Yeah.
Human decency says you give people a window to know what it is that you're feeling. Like you let them in, especially somebody that's in a marriage. And it's like he out here like, oh, girl, obviously the girl obviously learned and is willing to express all the things she was willing to express. So it's like, what's your issue now, huh?
Yeah.
How about it's just not your person? Like, and that's the thing too. Like, let me, if you indulge me for a second.
Yeah, girl, go ahead.
I just like, there's this woman I saw like a reel or something one time, and she was just like, there is no such thing as like you being too much or doing too much for the right person.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say like excuse people's like unhealed things, and I there's always an asterisk with everything, right? But there's something about that sentiment that I feel like is present here with him, and it's just like, if a man is feeling you, they will circle back. Through their frustration, they will circle back. I've seen it happen. They will circle back. I done had it happen, okay? Many times. 3 times. They will circle back. You get what I'm saying? When they are, even if they'll circle back with their frustrations, but they're not able to let you go. You know what I'm saying? They're not able they're like here. Yeah. And they recognize that you're flawed and they don't like these certain things, and they may be frustrated, but they're here and they circle back. And that's the thing that like people are like, oh, like Brittany chased him away. It's like, no. Yeah. It's like, you can be your flawed self, and if they're your person, they're going to F with you. Yeah. They're going to circle space back. For you. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not saying that they're not going to be frustrated, but it's like, that man was not here for Brittany. And it's nothing you could tell me. Like, there may have been things he liked about her, but something in his spirit was not connected with her, because I don't think that would have went down, especially the way she approached the rekindling with such a like, I'm trying to share with you and tell you how I feel, and I am trying to take a different approach. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
she had every right to blow up. She had every right to show up the way she had been showing up through the process in that moment, right? Because she was actually blindsided. Like, her worst fear had just came true when you called me and told me you didn't want to be this. But she came in so forgiving, so apologetic, and so expressive in such a calm way that we didn't
even
see
at the reunion.
Yeah, that we didn't see from Brittany for the entire thing. I was like, she has so much growth just in this one conversation. And I feel like you said, like, the right guy, he sees those like glimmers of like, okay, like, it's working. And people like naturally understand that things are not going to change overnight, right? Unless you just if it's already ain't what you want, it's just never going to be what you want, point blank period, right? But if you can recognize it, you're like, no, this is somebody, like, I see the growth, I see, the potential. I know we say don't lean on potential, but like, those are the moments where actually like potential is actually materializing, right? Where like they're showing up and they are doing the work. It may not be 100%, but it's damn near not what they were. And I was so proud of Brittany in that moment, because I was like, this is the moment to really pop off, sis. And she didn't. And so I'm with you. He did not like her, point blank period. He didn't like her.
And I feel like ultimately, like, I personally do feel like she went a little far on her, like, how forgiving and how willing to work and be what he needed. Like I don't think she should have did all that, personally. I think that nice. It was, I mean, look, I'm trying to separate the two things. I do think that there was growth needed in her. I do think that there was maybe an ability to focus on expressing and communicating to him that she heard him, she felt him, or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, I'm making an aside. Was he really, like, what was she picking up on? You get what I'm saying? Because to pick up, because I look.
Are you saying she probably felt like it was necessary because there was still like hesitation on his part? Are you saying like it got to a point where it went from like being apologetic to like begging a little bit? Like what?
So yeah, I started making one point and my point started splitting into 2 points. And so that's why you're confused, because I'm trying to say two things out of my mouth at once. But that last part, that was the first point I was trying to make. Yes.
Okay, got you.
That's the reason why I think she went too far. I said it was too beggy. The second thing that I started trying to say was just this element of like, she's expressing that she hears him and she sees him, and I think that was necessary. But I'm like, is there really something there from him to see and to feel? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because does he just like being around her or whatever? Or is he showing love to her? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that he was showing love to her. I think she was just accepting, like, okay, this is what you're saying, and I'm saying to you that I feel it, or I appreciate it, and I this, I that, and you show love differently. But I don't think that he shows love differently right now. I think he was not showing love. I think that he liked her maybe, but not love, not showing love, not showing love.
Well, he said he didn't love her. Well, he was talking about all the different types of love. You know what I'm saying? And so when he finally said, "I love you" towards the end, we don't know what category of love that fit in based on his explanation of love and it being a tool of manipulation. So
look, I ain't got time for this man. I'm done with him.
Yeah.
Chalk him to the side. But on her, she, like, the beggy part, yes. That's what I was speaking to initially before I got sidetracked, is the beggy part. It's that I think that, and I'm not trying to say that she doesn't respect herself or anything like that. I think she's trying to try, you know? But I think there is a time period where you recognize that this person is being cold with me, and, that's not the treatment I'm showing up for.
Yeah.
I'm not showing up for that. You're being cold with me, and you want to be cold with me? Go ahead. You do that, but you won't get another opportunity to do it again. Like, because the way he operated in that moment, it was a little ridiculous to me. Like the camera thing.
Yeah. That, and then I hated that she went and took that letter. I was like, ooh, not the letter.
Yeah, I know. And
but I recognize myself in Brittany, because I have been there where I'm like, we at the edge and I'm just going and going. And I was like that with my first boyfriend, and that shit was toxic as hell. But I was like, no, we have to talk. We have to talk. We have to talk. We have to talk. And like, he got to a point where he was so cold. He was like, I don't fuck with you. I don't like you. Stop talking to me. I don't. But it was like, he had to get there because I would not stop. Right. Like, I'm like, no, we have to work on this. We have to work on this. We put so much into this, you know? And so, it's, but the coldness is what I was like, oh, you're mean. Like, you're mean. Like, I'm done, you know? So part of it did work. But but also too, like, I'm talking about, I was 19, 20 at this age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all, I don't know how old Brittany and Will are. I'm going to assume late 20s, early 30s. And so Will, like, you so much on like communication, saying things straight and being straightforward about stuff, like, and still, like, you could still be kind. You're not dealing with a child. She's not a 19-year-old who's like unregulated and can't understand things. Like, you guys got married, and so she's not trying to just dump her marriage to the side, even though this has been a very short process. She's trying to figure out how y'all can work through this. And so I think he owed her a lot more respect than to just be like, yeah, no, and I didn't read it. Like,
yeah, and the fact that he didn't read it, I was just like, this man. Yeah. I'm like, this is why you do not type the long text paragraph. It's just keep it cute, keep it short. Not keep it cute, because keep it cute is like a perception. It's like you're doing it because you're trying to appear cute. I'm saying save your energy. Save your energy.
Closure is never what we think it's going to be. It's like you got to find that closure for yourself, baby.
And they don't care. They don't care. Like, when they operate and make a decision like that, they're making a decision that they feel like is best for them. It's your feelings about it are a discomfort for them at best.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a, okay, let me let me see what
Right.
this letter has to say. It's like, no, it's a discomfort. So why would he, you know, operate this? And I'm not trying to like say anything. I mean, I understand her heart was in it. Her pride was probably in it also. She's come on national television to do this, and she knows this is going to play out. Her just wanting to have this work out is in it as well.
Yeah.
So I don't fault her. You know, I don't think it's unreasonable. I would have liked, for her own sake, to conserve her energy, because he was just an energy drain from the beginning. Because I think she articulated herself very well when she was like, in the beginning, it's like, I don't know you and I'm trying to get something. You're giving me nothing. So that was why I'm trying to ask these questions. What is this? What is that? And people seem to conveniently forget that part, that the man was a mute in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? He was not
forgetting
nothing,
that he literally
communicating,
butchered over that religion talk with her parents and talking about a forest fire. I just like, please, no, like there was a communication breakdown from the very beginning, and it was not all because of Brittany, for sure. But yeah, I was surprised. I'm like, you went away for a week and then you came back because you pondered a little bit and was like, no, actually, I don't want this. I felt like he could have just said no on decision day and stood firm in that, if that's what he was, where he was. Because then it's like, sorry, Will, but no, you're an asshole. You know, you're an asshole because a week, within a week, you decided, no, actually, and a week away. This wasn't a week together. This was a week away. So,
I mean, I assume that he got clarity during that week about how he really felt, as opposed to being in the face of emotions, you know, because I think that Pat too, like they in the face of the emotions, they lost the clarity that they had, you know, and so I think by himself he had that. So I think he always was at a no, and the moment of emotion brought him to a unclear yes, you know. But yeah, he's an interesting one. I'm not a fan, but
he did say that she said mean things and he blocked her. I want to know what she said. Just the nosy part of me, I want to know. But side note, Brittany looks great. It seems like she was already on a weight loss journey during filming, and she's continued that. So she's lost a bit of weight, and she looks great then. She looks great now. She's a beautiful woman. So yeah, hopefully she is. I didn't catch whether or not she was dating, if either one of them are dating. I can't remember.
I don't think they asked them.
Okay, well, let me know in the comments if y'all know.
Yeah, when I heard, because like going through the reunion, when they got to them, I think they were third. I was actually sad because they had duped me I was like, dang, this is sad. Like, you know, I was like, somebody in this is still together, and I was like, Derrick and Megan, they must be the only ones, but low and be fucking hoes.
Fucking hoe, girl. Yeah.
So yeah,
that's why they say this shit is not successful. I think somebody had put in their comments like their success rate is like way lower than Love Is Blind, because they have 5 actual marriages every single time, 5 or 6 couples, and I think they've only had 15. So it's like one person stays, less than one couple has been together per season, to have 15 marriages still. So
yeah,
it's not a great formula. Something is not clicking. Maybe y'all need to hire different experts. But I will also say this because I've had some people tell me they want to get like a matchmaker, and I'm like, watch Married at First Sight, because they actually have a pool of people, right? Like they have an entire pool of people. Matchmakers you have to pay, so there has to be men and women both in that person's network in order for them to connect you with somebody. This right here is a plethora of people, and y'all couldn't find nobody to stay together. 15 marriages in 19 seasons.
Yeah,
something right with the formula.
Yeah, I don't know how many marriages they have, but yeah, it is what it is. So anything else on them before we move on?
This isn't about Will and Brittany specifically. It's more so about Brittany and then Josh, when they were talking about her picking off her toenails when she was younger, and they were like, "Oh, your feet look good now," and Josh was like, "I look at them too," and I was like, "Ew, like ew." Like,
that's what he said. I didn't hear.
Yes, but not you talking about you over here romanticizing your ex-wife's best friend's feet after you talk about your issues with infidelity.
Let's move to them next.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go into Jalen and Josh.
And Josh.
The girl went to Burning Man.
Right.
For all 10 days, she went to Burning Man. She looked great, by the way. She looked like she had a good
time. Was her ass out, or was she wearing leggings?
Was out. I mean, no, I think she had on like sheer tights or something, or like fishnets. But the ass was out. The ass was poking, baby. But yeah, honey. I said she went to Burning Man. She jumping off of planes. She riding sharks. She doing this. She doing that. And for him to say, "You're just not as adventurous as me," I said, "Oh, baby, he's chasing something." That sounds like an ex-drug addict. That sounds like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, that sounds like somebody who has an addiction issue. And it might rear its head into something nasty later on. Like, for real. And for him, it could be partly genetic, partly nature, nurture going on, because I think he had said one of his parents had issues. Can't remember exactly, but
I think
yeah, that, and I said it in one of the last ones when I was like, whatever it is he chasing, he got to figure out what that is, baby. And so to know that she's done all of this, and for him to end up saying, "You're just not as adventurous as me," is quite crazy, because it sounds like the girl ain't giving you a no yet to anything.
Yeah. I don't even, I have no words for Jalen. You get what I'm saying? I really don't have any words. And to me, it goes back to the lying.
Yeah.
Like, there's something when the story's not making sense, because there's a lie in here somewhere. And you could tell when she was talking about, like, little lies. Like, he said she was in her 40s and the little secretary is in her 20s.
Yes.
Like, and he's like, "Oh, don't tell them."
Friend,
he's like,
yes.
Yeah. Like, that's not lying. How is that? It's like, first of all, there was this quote the other day I saw that it was like, transparency is a necessary part of honesty. It's like, when you're not being transparent, you're literally just lying by omission. And he's like, to not tell her, that's not a lie. It's like, you're lying by omission, one, and then because you want to control the perception. You're trying to control the facts of how someone's seeing the situation. And so it's if someone has to pull information out of you, if it's only you tell when you're cornered or it's convenient, it's like, it's a lie, baby. This is the lie family. And so he's hands down, like I said, everything I've seen from him since the moment of the beginning, Little Lie, has ballooned into, yes, he's a liar and he doesn't realize it. I think that's what his issue is. And I think that it's the bigger issue. He's not being upfront with her about whatever it is that he wants in his life, and he's covering something. It's a lie. It's his lifestyle or whatever it is. It boils down to the lying.
It's more than that, right? Because like we talked about, like, lying is an impulse.
I don't think it's more than that.
It is everything. It's deeper than, I'm saying the lie is just like the thing that you can like label, but he said he does things impulsively when he's feeling a certain type of way. He said he went and bought a motorcycle and a truck. That's problematic. Why are you doing that within the same whatever couple of months? You can't control when you're lying, and then you try to cover up the lies. You're chasing after all of these highs. Like, there is a lack of self-control that he has over himself that has to be expressed in all these different ways. So it's way bigger than lying. Lying is just what you can label, what you can, like, it's a almost like a tangible thing you can hold on to. Everything else is kind of like, like, what's going on here? Like what is this? What is this?
But it's connected to the lie. That's what I know. I'm like, it's something about this lie. You so grab hold to the lie, fly it in the air, grab it, find the root.
Yeah. He got a little profile on him, baby, because he got some stuff. He has some stuff going on. Yeah, cause and then you blame
Not
your
surprised
impulsivity
by
on
any of this.
her, baby.
What he do when he said that?
He
When
was basically saying like because he was not happy in his marriage, that's what drove him to making impulsive decisions, as if everything else he was doing was not impulsive. The lying is impulsive. The needing to go to these concerts and festivals is impulse. Like it's all based on impulse and a lack of control. And then he's talking about just yeah. And then again, the girl went to everything with you and you called it a level 2. You labeled it a level 2 and said you're a 10. That's crazy. And when he said he realized, that he wasn't happy with the whole motorcycle and truck thing, I'm like, that's like a really, really big deal. Like, we're not going to just skate over that. You bought 2 vehicles within this time frame because of how you were feeling. Like, that is, I make impulsive decisions. I make risky decisions that put the financial health of my family in danger, right? Like that right there. I was like, we not about to, why are we skating over this? Because that is huge.
Well, maybe he make the money. I don't know. Because I was my next question was like, what does he do? Because like what he do? Buying the ring on the impulse, big ring, and then now big purchases, like what he do. But anywho, well, he got a business. I guess he an entrepreneur. He got a partner that was supposed to sign the prenup. The partner wanted him to sign a prenup.
Is the company, is the money real? Is it real? I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Is the partner? So
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
At a certain point in my notes, I just stopped trying to psychoanalyze him. I was just like, I don't understand this. It just confused me, and it just, you're no good. So it's no further analysis needed. You're no good. Okay?
No good. And then when he said, well, let me just interject there, when she was talking about what happened with the girl or the friend or whatever, he was like, you said, did you fuck her? I'm like, because that makes a difference, buddy. Like it made absolutely
like vulgar language.
No difference. It's like big deal. For Jalen, I just wish she would have listened to her gut. I'm not sure if she listened to her gut on decision day. I'm not sure if logic took over in that moment, but it just seemed like she recognized the signs. Some people don't recognize those signs because they can be very subtle. I don't necessarily think that Josh's signs were like super, super huge. You know what I'm saying? Like they were like, okay, like can we move through this? Like, okay.
But she felt it in the way that needs to be felt.
She felt it, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, like,
good
on her for feeling it, right? Like, because some people don't. Like, some people wouldn't recognize those types of things. And so, I just wish she listened to that on the inside of her more. And, I just, I hate it for her.
Yeah.
I hate it for her.
Yeah, I was surprised she said yes. Very, very surprised. I was surprised that everybody who we thought wasn't going to say yes said yes. That's what I was surprised at.
A scheme set up by Todd. Okay, I will not want to scream that to the hills because ain't no way.
But speaking to the point you just said about her having recognized it but then not following through, I do think that there's something about the experts and the way they operated with them and with her and with the women specifically. Like they never got to the heart of any of these issues that, like, they started seeming like they were trying to get to the heart of the issue with Will. Like that's the only issue that I felt like somebody was getting to the heart of. But all other couples, like it missed, like with Megan and Derrick, they were on Derrick, and it's like, he's not the person. With Belinda and Chad, it was like she was on Belinda about her trauma, and it's like, she's not the person. Chad is. You know what I'm saying? With Jalen and Josh, it was just like, that you're missing the boat. He's lying. Y'all supposed to be experts. It's like, it's like the on Scandal, Hollis Doyle, he's like, because she's a fixer, and he's like, and some shit start happening, he was like, what are you fixing? What the hell? look at all this shit happening. It ain't fixed. It's supposed to be your business. And it's like, that's how I feel about them. Like, fix is supposed to be your business. What the fuck? What are we doing here? You know?
Yeah, no, for real. I'm with you on that. Because it just, I don't know, it wasn't given. I was expecting the experts to be at the reunion. Like, because I'm like, did y'all have any type of therapy?
Show up for the shit.
I'm like, did y'all have any type of therapy after this? I guess not, because I think Megan and Derrick said that she wanted them to go to couples therapy or something like that.
Yeah, and they did.
And I would just assume that it would have just been. I mean, I guess she didn't say who it would have been with, but I would think if it's through the show, like it would just happen.
They need some. I mean, I'm not trying to say nothing about these people. Like Dr. Pia was the one who I liked the most, but also there were times when she just veered in a direction that I felt like you missed the issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I liked her the most. I liked her questions and her insight the most. But again, also she's like more of a sex therapist, so it's kind of like.
Yeah.
But it said on her profile psychologist, so she is mental health as well, you know, unless her psychologist degree is in sex something. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't even see her degree. I thought she was a marriage and family therapist, so I'm not even sure.
It said on the reunion or the last episode, it said psychologist, and then they had a split, and then it said sex therapist. So basically both.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know.
But yeah. Yeah, but anywho,
yeah, but I mean, I don't think we see the full like session. I think the producers pick out what they want. I don't know if there's like ethical things with that, with being like a media psychologist and things like that. So yeah, I would think the whole session wouldn't be on there, but again, it just did not seem.
But I did think about. I thought about like that with Chad and Belinda. I was like, was Chad? Did it get too hot on the Chad take that they couldn't use any of that? And because this man apparently,
let's go into them next. Let's just go ahead and go into Belinda and Chad not married. Intimacy changed. The dog. I mean, the dog was an issue then. It was still an issue afterwards. But one thing about Belinda, baby, when she put that foot down, it's down and it's not getting picked back up. And I said, she said, I took my things and I packed my car and I left and I never came back. And I said, I'm a girl, okay? I'm a girl. And what you know, Chad was lying. Chad, I'm sorry.
No, I wrote that down.
He has a temper issue. You called it. He has a drinking issue. And he has an issue with wanting to be in control. There is something called the power and control wheel. It's a it's a wheel that like breaks up the different types of abuse into in a pie chart. There's financial.
Abuse.
Okay. Yes, it's financial.
I thought you meant control.
Yeah, I mean the center is power and control, but it expands into all these different ways in a relationship that somebody can have power and control over you in ways that you may not recognize initially, right? But like it's like using family when he said about, Josh and Jalen's relationship, like just little things like that to like control the narrative. But there's all types of stuff on it. But yeah, I feel like if I was with Belinda, I'd be like, now highlight everything that you recognize in Chad, and let's see how much of this wheel you finna cover up, because he got a lot going on with the need to control, the need to steer things in the direction that he wants. When he got on that knee on decision day, I said, this man is manipulative. Because he wanted to pull out all the stops. He wants to make sure it's all the roses and the rose-colored glasses are on to make you just be so intense, so you could just feel it and like ignore everything else that's going on. Just like with that apology, when she went to his house and he thought that she wasn't going to be able to have a response or rebuttal.
Yeah, like when he proposed, I said to myself, I said, he is somebody who likes to smother sweetness over a stinking pile of dog shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like whatever's happening, it ain't fixed. He just thinks, oh, let me just smother this sweetness over it. And that's the reason why his marriages don't work. Because he's like, he has not learned the need for conflict and healthy resolution. Somebody said that to me one time. And look at me repeating back to shit that past lessons I've been learning. But yeah, they said the need for conflict and healthy resolution. Of course, I was on because I'm the person. It's okay, but he, I think, is that, but in a different format, in a more like, I'm trying to control the situation, and so I'm not going to deal with it, and I'm just going to put a Band-Aid
he think
over.
everybody is his cadets, and he's the sergeant. Okay, when he said, "This is my house, I got dominion over my house," so whatever he said, I'm like, see, he's giving. I control the finances. I control what comes in and out this house. I control the writing is on the wall, and good on. I think that her trauma in this moment, in this situation with Chad, was it served her well. It was informative because she's able to pick up on things and say, you know what? No, I like somebody who is kind and nice to people, how you treat people, how you show up, and it's these little things, but they are big things to me. I see the timeline. And that is how, women end up in abusive situations, because they don't understand the initial red flags that led to the end. Sometimes you don't see it until somebody is like straight up cussing at you or hitting you, slapping you across the floor.
Cause that F y'all, I'm like, who was that to?
Right.
Was that to Belinda and the people in the group in the chat who were, the little circle conversation? Cause that seemed like when the FU first started, like F you, and he left the room. And so I'm like, is that to Belinda and her daughter? And like, what's happening with the questioning? Is that the producers? Like, who are you talking to? But either way, it's rude. I was like, he's just rude. Yeah.
And he knows how to say sorry, but he don't know how to apologize. He doesn't know how to be intentional in his behaviors moving forward. He also mentioned that he doesn't sleep. He be up late drinking and stuff. I'm like, this man is stir crazy. He's stir crazy. Like, that's unhealthy. Yeah. You up drinking all night and you go to the gym. It don't make sense, baby. There's no way you're working out this much to relieve all your stress, and you drinking all night and up all night not sleeping.
It was odd, his whole thing. And I was like, you a vampire? Something I don't sleep. Yeah. You're a human being, bro. And maybe that's why you're so cranky, because you don't get enough sleep, but you sleep, baby. Yes. And maybe you need to take some melatonin or something.
Yeah. And he kept saying things probably don't trigger. Oh, go ahead.
Yes. I'm about to say he probably don't sleep because he drinking. Drinking disrupts your sleep. Yes. Like, it's not you're sedated, you're not sleep, right? Like, you're not going through REM sleep when you're drinking. Like, every night you drink and you go to sleep, you think, oh, I'm knocked out. You're not sleeping, you are being sedated. And that's totally different. REM sleep is not happening, and that's the sleep, that's the restorative sleep. So but you said something. Yeah, you just said, I was about to touch on that too.
Yeah, him.
Oh yes, everything was a trigger.
Everything was saying trigger. Everything was like his anxiety issues,
excuses.
I'm sitting here like this. This is when like therapy language gets on my nerves with people, because I'm like, you're not, like you said, put sweetness on the top of dog shit. This is not a trigger. Okay, you have issues regulating yourself and being a kind and soft person, like point blank period. This is not oh, you heard a loud noise and you're startled. This is not a trigger. Like, your triggers are, I'm not even about to go into all that, but that ain't it. And we got to stop labeling stuff like that as a trigger, because that makes it seem like it is creating a rise out of you for something connected to something else that was traumatic, or like put you in a specific place at one point in your life. And this is not what's going on here. A dog is not, what is the dog doing? Like, what are the cameras doing?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So it's just unregulated emotions. Yes, that's what's going on.
You're irritable.
And they're mislabeling it as a
you're irritable. You're an angry person. You have no anger management. Like,
and also it's like, when he kept bringing it up, it's like, even if it was a trigger, what are you doing to work on managing it? Like, nothing. Nothing. And it's like, that's
you
why I was like,
drink,
it's just
so
an
it can't
excuse.
be a trigger. You don't
Yeah.
care about your sleep that much, bro. Like, you just said you don't
Yeah.
sleep. So ain't no way, like, these issues didn't just start when you started dating
Yeah.
Belinda. Like, the dog just came
Yeah.
into your life. These issues you have with drinking and not sleeping have been around for probably years. But he looked pent up and crazy on that couch. I will say that eye was looking like it was twitching a little bit. I was like,
Yeah.
good for Belinda for getting away, honey, because that didn't look like it was going to be a good situation. I don't know why Megan was up there defending that man. Talking about he helps me.
Me and Chad, we're friends, but she said at the beginning, so I was like, okay, she's a buddy with him.
Yeah,
but they're a little wound up, you know, her and him, so they probably connect on that, you know. But yeah.
Oh, that's what he said. He said, "I'm the alpha of this house. I'm the alpha in my house."
Yeah, any man that has to describe himself as an alpha, it's like, okay,
you're everything
but your own.
You're everything but everything but
your own little circle of you and just you, your wolf pack of one. Because it is very interesting. I think there's something about that energy that is just giving, like, therapy is needed all up and through there.
No, for real.
You get what I'm saying? Therapy is needed, and because it's all of this energy about, like, it gives like domination energy, and it's like, what do you need to dominate other human beings? Like, what? Just figure out what inside of you needs that energy, that alpha, whatever. It's a lot, but
it is. I was thinking, like, it is just like crazy sometimes how you can end up in these types of situations, because I do think, right, like, not only having to see himself in this situation was probably a learning experience for him, but also having gone through it with Belinda, who was so insightful about her own struggles and her own triggers, to like advocate for herself through this process and be the one to leave. I don't know if in his past relationships the women were the ones to leave, or if he was the person, you know, to leave. But
he sounded at times like it was the women, because he was saying something about fighting for it and others not wanting to fight for it, type of thing.
Okay.
So that's only thought. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But what you thinking, that maybe he left?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he left, because I'm like, baby, you've been married so many times. I'm thinking you the one leaving, child. But yeah, I don't know. I would hope that this has been an enlightening experience, really, for all of them. But I do feel like he met his match in Belinda, being specifically somebody who's already gone through these issues. And you can even tell when they were talking about it on the couch, like, Jalen was a little like tensed up about it while they were talking. Like, you can tell clearly, like, really it affected their family and their family dynamic. So
and I'm like, why did he go on the show? Because somebody asked him, I think Jalen asked him, it's like, you keep talking about all these triggers, you keep talking about all these things you need, and it's like, why did you sign up for this show? Like, come on now. We gotta have some thought, some forethought into, like, what the process would be like on the back end. What are we doing? This is I'm confused by him. Even when we were watching the episodes, I was confused by why he was getting frustrated. It's like, why'd you sign on to the show?
Yeah. And you knew exactly how long it was going to be. I'm sure they briefed you on everything. And everybody said they had a pleasant experience with the producers. You don't usually hear too much on, like, these types of shows where they're just like, oh, I hate the producer I'm paired with. So I know it happens. I'm not saying like it's impossible, but usually, you know, scheduling and stuff like that, even when you hear about the whole behind the scenes stuff, that's not usually what you're hearing about what they're saying. So that's it on them. Do you have anything else on Belinda and Chad? Okay, let's go ahead and move into Megan and Derrick. As soon as that lady started crying, I said she miscarried.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I was like, why is she all of a sudden all like it came? It was like as soon as she said, we left happy.
Yeah.
Ready.
That's why I was like, it was like the Jalen, everybody just burst into tears when they started telling their story. And I was like, it feels like bad acting, but I don't know, because they could all be acting, and on this, like, I don't know, but I assume that it's real. I assume that it's real.
Yeah. But
yeah,
they surprised me. I just knew they was gonna come. We was gonna see baby pictures. A family picture or something. I was like, I
Yeah,
was
when I heard the
excited.
meow, the
Yeah, yeah,
cat, I was like,
yeah.
"Is that a baby?" Like,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
"Yeah," because I thought that maybe like it seemed like Megan had come to her senses, and Derrick seemed like he just seemed to like her and love her for some reason, and so I thought they had me believing,
Yeah,
and
and they kissed. I feel like they were one of the only couples to kiss when they saw each other, like
yeah.
coming into decision day. So
Oh,
I
okay.
just, yeah, I felt like they was really gonna get it together.
Yeah.
But as soon as Derrick, he said, I feel bad for anyone who has to go through that. I feel bad that you went through that. I was like, oh, they're not together because it's not giving. We have gone
Yeah,
through
yeah,
this
yeah.
challenge together.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do wonder, just like, they were on like such a high with the whole baby news and like preparing for that, if like their relationship might have got lost in the sauce of that, and then when they miscarried, it was like all of the issues just like rushed back. Megan said that they tried to do couples therapy, but I was like, that's something you probably need to do some therapy for sure.
Oh, you mean like they should do it?
Yeah, they should have done it. They most definitely should have done it, because
Yeah.
you don't know how
Yeah.
you're gonna
And
deal
I'm
with that.
surprised. I was surprised to hear that she was the one who wanted it, and also surprised to hear that he didn't want it, because it seemed
Yeah,
like it would have been the opposite.
yeah. And I thought it was
But
a
I
great
don't know.
question. If she wasn't pregnant, would you have stayed? Because it's giving no, the way you just ended the relationship.
Yeah, yeah,
But their
yeah.
conversation was so chopped up. Like they had the most chopped up conversation through the reunion. It was like going back and forth from like a one line from him to a one line from her. So I felt like I left with the least amount of clarity on their situation, exactly like what happened.
Yeah, I was surprised that he was so excited after the baby news. It just seemed like he's the baby news and he didn't look back. And so, like I said, I drank the Kool-Aid after he was in and she didn't show up crazy no more. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
they making it work. And
Yeah.
so, only thing I can guess is they were showing us the good moments and the bad stuff was still there. And
Gotta be.
so I
Got
don't
to
know. Because I
be.
mean, they do have like what 2 months of content that they're feeding us across what is this 13 episodes, so
Yeah.
13 hours, and that's not even 13 hours straight them, that's split
Right.
across all 5 couples. So I can only imagine
Yeah.
that they, curated a story for us, because that beginning, Megan, it's like, where did you go? You just kind of became calm, and
Right.
it's like, okay, okay, okay. So I think that beginning, Megan probably was just still there, still showing up, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where their situation was.
I was
But
surprised though that in the I think she said like in the middle of the fight he just said like I don't love you anymore. That seemed very like
was that,
cold for
yeah,
him.
that's what he said. I
Mm-hmm.
thought I wrote down in my notes somewhere like I knew this wasn't the right person for me. I was like, I thought that was an odd statement for him to make, but
Yeah, he said that
yeah,
too.
because I'm like, because I'm like, why? Because you were so sure. So I guess
Yeah.
maybe it was the baby. You seemed like you were. She's such a great mom and da 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 da. But it is what it is. But before they at the finale, why didn't the experts know? I'm like, how the experts didn't know that the baby was coming?
Right. Maybe they
I
only
was
told their
surprised.
producers, like their specific producers, while
Yeah,
filming, and
yeah,
that was it.
yeah.
Um.
That's interesting. But what is this? I assume it was a dating app. When she was like, I saw him on 2
Oh,
months ago on
Raya. Yeah, Raya is
right.
a
What is
dating app
Raya?
for like rich people.
I
You had to have like a certain
oh,
income to
the
be on there. That's actually
I
how
know.
what's his name? Owens and Simone Biles met. They met on Raya. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So you got to go through
How
like
did
a
these
whole
people even
background
verify
check.
the income? Oh, they got to go to back.
Yeah. So it's like very secured in terms of who
Oh,
is on there. So
oh,
yeah.
the
Got to be
people out
making
here
bank.
dating,
Yeah,
dating.
yeah. So he definitely making bank. Okay, he making bank, and
Yeah.
whoever she around as, oh, she said she saw him on Ryan, so she also making
On there,
bank.
so she
Yeah.
so
But yeah, he
interesting.
got another woman pregnant already. I'm like, that man wanted
No,
to be a
not pregnant.
father.
Not pregnant. He said
Yes,
pregnant.
yes. He said he's
Hold up.
dating. She's having a babe. We're having a baby. Yes.
That's what he said?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
he just shooting up the clubs.
child,
I don't.
that's what I said. Yes, he wants to be a father. He said, "Oh, you can't have the kids."
Oh my God. Yeah, I cannot. He is like,
Cause how you?
yeah.
Cause then now I'm like, you low key reckless, my G. Like
Yes,
you
I
reckless because you
agree.
got this girl pregnant, they dot, and now you with another woman,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't say how many months. It don't even matter.
You sure he said that? Because I thought he just said
girl,
we're excited to start a family. I thought that's what he said, and
is
that
that
meant just
not
like in the
we're having a
future.
baby?
No, I think that's like in the future, right?
Why would
Like
he
we're
say that
excited.
if the lady ain't pregnant? What would be the need of saying that 7 months into a relationship?
7 months is super early. Like I need him to give it a year. But it is
So
what it
it was
is.
definitely giving that woman is pregnant to me. What y'all think in the comments? Let
Oh,
us
gotcha.
know. But that's how I read. That's how she pregnant. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Well, that were the only couple that I thought were like for sure gonna make it. But even at the reunion when they showed up, Derrick, his face before anybody spoke, Derrick's face was like not seeming like a happily married man. It was giving like that he was not with her. That it was something about it. I was like, did they break up?
I mean, none of the men
But I was
giving
just
kept. None of them was. So
yeah. I was like, they kept me in because I promise you, I was like, oh, I'm gonna just turn on it because you had watched the episode, and I was like, I'm gonna just turn on the finale. I watched the whatever in the morning, and I think I turned that thing on around 11, maybe it was 11:30. And I was like, I usually go to bed at 10:30. So I'm like, or 10:30, 11. And I'm like, this is past bedtime. But I'm like, I don't work, the next day. I'm just going to stay up and just watch one episode. But that reunion, the way I was like, I got to see.
they
who
went
is
right into
together.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I got to see. And so I waited for each one. And I was just like, and then I had to hear the fallout. It was just, the reunion was very captivating.
Yeah.
And the host, he was a good host.
He was
like
a good
I think
host.
he hosts what is he, Entertainment Tonight or something like that.
I don't know what he did, but he did a good job.
Yeah,
he asked good questions. I love how he held Chad accountable.
Chad,
yeah,
it was very very like no ego about it.
Yeah,
because Chad could have got slapped upside the back of the head.
And should have.
That was sarcasm, buddy.
Yeah.
If he shut the hell up or whatever he said.
Yeah.
Like, bruh, he was shutting up when you said your sarcasm, but then the silence was too great for you. You had to have him acknowledge it.
Right.
And then when he started acknowledging it, oh, I caught it. And he starts asking you a question. Well, I will answer if you shut the hell up. It's like, you brought him into this conversation again. He was shutting the hell up and waiting for you to answer, but you wanted to get your sarcasm acknowledged. Like, he was annoying me, Chad, the whole time. But yeah. Rhonda and Pat.
Rhonda and Pat, baby. I said good on Pat, honey. Well, first of all, on decision day, Pat, I said, oh, Big Daddy came stepping.
I ain't got time.
And Rhonda was tweaking. She said, this is the man I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for Pat to tell me no. I feel like that's the reason why Rhonda changed her disposition towards him, because it was like, oh, he's telling me no. Like, oh my God, he's putting his foot down. Like, let me say all the I'm sorry's. Let me lean into it. And then here she go back into her power struggle. Well, you see, now you're saying you don't know, and it's disarming, and I don't it's not, I don't know what I should do, but I'm afraid to say no. I'm like, girl.
Yeah. And I was just like, Pat, I was like, way to go, Pat. Yes. My little chipper language. Way to go, Pat.
Yes.
And then as he started seeming to fold, I was like, no, Pat, you're out of it. It was like the horror movie. Like, you're walking back into the house. Yes. What is happening? Pat, get out.
Get out, quite literally. Okay.
I was like, Pat. I'm like, Pat, this is your people pleasing, Pat. Like, but we all knew. I knew they were not going to be.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, he came into here as like what he said about not honoring himself and his feelings. 1,000% agree with that. As he is, he came in here and he finally got to the space of like, no, this is not for me.
Yeah.
And so I was so proud of him, but then it's like his people pleasing turned right back on, and it's
it
like,
did.
okay, well, and then
Yeah. But I feel like
I ain't
Pat
got
is
time.
another example of like it takes time once you recognize these patterns in yourself to really work on them, and sometimes you are going to relapse, and I think that was like a relapse moment for him to
Yeah.
recognize like, no, actually I have been my authentic self and you've torn it down every single chance that you've
Yeah.
gotten. I love that
Yeah.
he said that. I love that he said, well, I can give you some examples, sweets. Like, no, you have not been the nicest to me. And I love that he
Yeah.
read her for feels, and it made her like completely put her wall down. But as soon as he like went right into it, she was like, okay, wall back up. I can be back to my domineering critical self. And she went down her list of
Yeah.
how her needs weren't met. And I was like, here we go. Here we go. But I knew by the reunion they were not going to be together for sure.
Yeah. And I'm like, Rhonda ain't got appropriately checked out this bitch. Like,
Yeah.
she ain't her come up and for enough for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she getting it through social media, because girl, at every turn she feels like she's getting reaffirmed. Like, yes, exactly. This.
Yeah.
And then the icing on the cake of it, her at the end of the reunion being able to say like, you know, I just wasn't like, you're just insecure. What you say, he's indecisive or something.
Yes.
It's just a turn off sexually for me. It's like, first of all, girl, okay?
Yeah.
That's why I'm glad he's like, no. He said something like, you know, what I heard, you're trying to say like, you're not something. He wasn't meeting such and such needs. And he said, what I heard was, you don't respect me. You don't this, you don't, you know,
you're not
you don't like who I am. So it's like that light switch turned off. And so there is no like, what am I supposed to do after that? Like it turned off. And so I don't know.
You know, she came into that reunion trying to get her one up to say that and be like, I needed him to be a man. Like, no, this is actually a grown ass man. Like, for real. Pat is a man that a lot of women would probably appreciate. You know what I'm saying, in terms of what we saw. I don't know the whole of Pat, but from what we saw, and so, and she's trying to blame it on that no sex in 10 days. You said what?
Yeah, no. I said it's disrespectful to kind of say like, you need to be a man. It's like, stop putting, I don't like when people put like certain sort of personality traits. Well, let me not say that, because I did that myself another time. So I ain't gonna be in a glass house with those stones. But I don't. Well, let me finish. But I don't like the situation of her trying to say that because he had an insecurity, like he's not a man, or because he was indecisive or something, but he's not, I don't need you to man up. It's like, no, he's a kind-hearted man. Like, there is room for that in manhood. Like, it doesn't have to be that somebody is like, throw you over the shoulder, woman, and like, you know, hear me roar, boom, 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 beat my chest. It's like, to be honest, she might have been better with Chad. Because I think you mentioned that before. You like, maybe maybe it was somebody in the chat said that, one of our chats. Did you say that?
Yeah, no, it was a chat.
Was like, yes, it was somebody in the chat. Yeah, shout out to our group chats. We have group chats for every show you watch. Anywho, but I felt like, DM us on Instagram if you want to get on it. But I felt like that. What is she? I just felt like that was very demeaning. It's like, obviously he is a very kind-hearted, soft-spoken guy. It's like, don't out here try to be like, oh, he needs to be a man. Like, girl, no, he's just not the type of person you're attracted to. But don't try to take his manhood away from him because he's not the type of man you attract to. So that's all I'm trying to say. I ain't trying to say like when I started off like, you know, I'm not trying to say that you can't, you know, define what it looks like for you, but
developmentally, Rhonda is stuck, I think.
Somebody
in like teenage young girl, young 20s mind. Absolutely. About how a man is supposed to show up. It's like she does not understand masculinity. She wants hyper masculinity. She wants like how that Chad would show up, and that's the, oh, you can't cry if you're a man type of vibe. Because she just, I mean, he said it, you kept emasculating me. She emasculated him at the reunion, and I think she is probably used to a toxic cycle like that, as to why she feels like it is okay to talk to a man that way. And I say that as someone who has talked to a man that way, and it's I've had to sit back, reflect and relax and realize it's actually not cool. And no, actually, I prefer a man who is more gentle, more kind, accommodating, because that's what Pat was. He was accommodating. And you thought, oh, you took that as, oh, he's not decisive because he's accommodating and he keeps trying to meet you where you're at. You want somebody to be like, no, bitch, I said what the fuck I said and it is what I said. And he's like, okay, babe, how can we address this? So yeah, I think she is developmentally stunted in this area of her life.
Yeah, and I get what she's trying. I mean, I get a little piece of how something like that could be a turn off, but I guess for me, like, don't like attach it to the personality
I
trait
can't
and don't
even
attach it to
see.
his manhood. I
Yeah.
can see like someone not being secure being a turn off for you, but like don't be out here like man up. Like I think that's a little demeaning.
I don't even know what she
It's
was
like
saying
if
was insecure about him, though. What was insecure about
I
him?
mean, there's something about him that people pleasing element is there. And I think I don't know if that's what she's speaking to as insecure, but there's something or indecisive. Did she say indecisive? I don't know what she said, but the people pleasing is something that is a little bit more, I would say, on the feminine energy side, but like
To
I
me,
don't think that I think we all have both, like masculine and feminine energy. And I think that to just say like somebody's not a like man up, I think that's different from masculine and feminine energy, if that makes sense. Like I think we all have them both, but it's under the umbrella of I am a woman, this person's a man, or whatever you identify as. It's under that umbrella, but I think it's kind of demeaning to
I think
say
he
like,
brought up that he has issues with people pleasing, and she just took that and ran with it quite personally,
okay.
because I feel like the way he was responding to her was not
Mhm.
only the way the expert said, okay, let's try and work this out, because he would touch her like all of them were doing and like try to, they kept pointing out body language and stuff like that. And he kept trying to say what he can come to the table with to change and to work on for her based on her reactions. So I don't think what we saw was him being like this total people pleaser. I think once he identified it, it was like she ran with it and was like, "Oh, you can't be yourself because you out here trying to people please." And I think he was trying to
Yeah.
search
I mean,
for something based on how much she was putting him down.
I think he's a people pleaser personally on my assessment of him.
Oh.
The authenticity stuff feels like something a little different, but I agree with you. Like she took that authenticity thing and ran with it, but I think he's a people pleaser. Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you don't like that about him, say that you don't like that about him. Don't come for
Yeah,
that man's
yeah, yeah,
manhood.
yeah, yeah.
That's all I'm
Agreed.
trying to say. It's like don't attach it to the manhood, because it's like men can sometimes do that to women. Be like, oh, because somebody like speaks their mind, or like a Belinda like being firm or whatever. It's like they want to take the feminine energy off of you, like be like, oh, you're this, you're
Yeah.
difficult, you're that, or I think a lot of in this day and age, in some of these gender wars, some of that comes out like, oh, you want to be a man or you're masculine or whatever, and it's just like, no, there's a such thing as like a mama bear. It's like
Yeah.
the feminine is fiercely protective of herself. She needs to be fiercely protective of herself before anyone else, to be honest. You get what I'm saying? Otherwise, it's like, look, I look.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know what insecurities he was seeing so much, when she literally was the one that was, to me, she was the insecure one in the relationship, because she needed all of this validation. She needed all of this like
Hmm.
admiration from him, and she made
Yeah.
everything about herself. So I don't know. I didn't see it all the way where now it's like a knock on his character, a trait, or his manhood. Personally, I don't think it was like showing up that
Hmm.
much. Granted, we only saw
That
bits
much,
and
yeah.
pieces, but I didn't think it was
Hmm.
so much where she could say what she said and like label him in totality as that,
Yeah.
and being like, what's wrong with him. But I did also like that even in the reunion, he was like, no, like I learned that I need to like love and accept myself. And I've been, talking to myself in the mirror saying like, I love you, Patrick. And like who you are is enough. I thought that was so beautiful. And yeah, just another show. I feel like Pat and Brittany, proud of both of them and how they showed up at the reunion. They seemed like they had a lot of growth and development over the year and a half that they since this
thing. I noticed that too, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, that's why it's like you could literally be struggling with a self-love issue for your whole life. And so that's why it's like it's like you got to be like, today's the day that you just gonna just chalk it and like step into that. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, and it's a lot of stuff going on, but I was just like, that was very profound to me, because that was an interesting thing. And it's interesting. I recently had a talk with someone about like self-love and just this idea, like, I don't know how you define it, but like for me, it feels like it's an acceptance, like acceptance of your flaws, like the worst parts of you. Literally, you're just like, they have a home inside of you. Like you're not gonna banish them to the uncool the loser table in the lunchroom. You're just gonna be like, all these pieces of me, the parts that I need to work on, they still have a home here. But I don't know. So I've never had a huge issue with that. But I think about like, wow, this is a thing like that, because that struck me. I was like, wow, like he is nearing the end of his life, and this is something that he's working on. Kudos for him to recognize that and be in that space. I would love for people to be able to reach to that space younger. I would love that, because that kind of made me a little bit like, oh, like
it was sad.
That's a
but
thing.
I mean, he lived his life, right? Like choosing his kids, choosing to be in this marriage that was not right for him. And over time, I don't know what messaging he was receiving from his ex-wife, but if it was anything like Rhonda, like I can only imagine all those years being in that type of relationship, what that would do to your self-esteem. Hell, just being in it for the 3 months that they were in it. Well, they were together for 9 months after that. I think, that's what I have here. They were together for 9 months. So even if this was the berating was happening for 9 plus the 2, that's almost a year. Like that's enough to break somebody down and have to reset, their self-love process, or like get to another level of it that they didn't know could be like penetrated by somebody else, especially when you're at that age and you're so used to like being alone and doing your things when you're not in a relationship, and you have your way of living and you're trying to bring somebody in and they're meeting you with that. But I love also that he was doing a meditation on anger. I was like, how great that he was able to even identify what he was feeling specifically to say, I need to do a specific meditation on anger. Okay. I thought that was also a great thing. So round of applause to Pat. I agree. And his development in this process.
Yeah.
I do think him saying though that the anger was really because they did not have sex in 10 days. I was wondering, like, was this a reach? Was this the one thing that he could say and like identify without it being like too much? You know what I'm saying? Like too much.
It may have been that, like, because sometimes like people, like guys, I would say, they get it in their head and they're just like, I'm noticing that you're not giving it to me, girl. They're like, they get into that space, and once they think they clocked in on something, and it's like you can tell, because I don't know, because I'm not trying to say use it as look. Let me just hush for.
Well, women know what they be doing. We know sometimes we be like, you know what, the coochie is clocked down, baby. We're not giving up no punani. We're not giving up no punani because you ain't acting right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I don't think of it as punishment. I'm sorry, I don't. I think of it as like, why the fuck would I give you when you're not giving to me?
Right.
You want me to please you? What am I? Look,
I am a firm believer in the like, do not use sex in that way, because it is something that is
that because it's like, I'm joking.
Well, I be telling my people who marry, like, you don't want him to go to any other source to get that, whether it's pornography,
like, no, I don't care.
whether it is, pictures, videos, whatever. You don't, another person, like, you would not want that. You are the only person technically who can fulfill that outside of self-pleasure.
Hold up. So what are you saying? Sir, what are you saying?
I'm saying that don't use that as a source of, like, there's an issue, and so now I'm not doing this. Like, communicate, say, like, this is affecting my ability to want
you
to have
that.
Yes, that's different. Like, this is affecting my ability to want.
But you communicate it and you shut it down because I ain't got time. I don't have time.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, let me be clear. I'm talking about marriage specifically. I'm not talking about nobody boyfriend. Y'all do what y'all do, because
like in a marriage.
Because in a marriage, you are now committed. There is a sign of commitment on that finger, on that paper, in that union.
Committed to what though? Giving up the ass? Like, I don't.
But it's not just that. It's not just giving up ass. Like, sex is a way to connect intimately with your partner, and so if you are using that as a form of punishment, if you're using that as
not punishment.
It's
not punishment. If it's like, it's not punishment. It's not punishment.
You just don't want to label it as punishment, but it is punishment.
It's not punishment.
Baby,
it's the consequences of your motherfucking actions.
Okay? I'm not giving you your lick, but like I think we have to remember that, like, sex is for both parties, and it's not just for the man in the relationship. It's also for you.
I don't desire sex with this person right now.
I think it's okay to say, this is affecting my ability to want to have sex, and so I need some of these things to happen because it's causing the cootie cat to get a little wilderly.
Yeah, and then you
dried
say
up and deserty down there. I would love to It's just a little difficult for me to meet you there. But if you know y'all got a cadence, and then the cadence just stop, and we're not talking about it or communicating it, you just no. I think that's problematic, personally.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that. That's all I can agree with, because I am not a slave to anybody's desires when I'm not feeling pleased, Like, if I do it, it's because I desire to do it. And if I don't desire to do it in any sort of situation, I'm not doing it.
Understood.
Have I been called hard-headed? Yes, I have.
Saying, a relationship is full of things that we don't desire to do, but we got to do to meet our partner.
I'm telling. Look,
you see, that's all I'm saying. Look. I'm not saying that you are a sex doll. Look, I'm not saying I'm not saying that you are his sex slave. None of that. But you don't want your husband to get that fulfilled in any other type of way. Any other type of way would be troubling to you. But I also think men too need to practice marriage. I do think men need to practice abstinence though, because there are just times when women naturally, like, our hormones and stuff fluctuate and things like that, and it most definitely impacts our ability to show up in that area of a relationship. And so we men, I think, do need to be able to practice abstinence and understand that there might be times in the marriage where that might not always be present. So,
well, okay. Well, anything else on this episode? Yeah.
No, that is all. That is all. It's so funny. My boyfriend's sister was like, "You and Kamari are always disagreeing. Y'all don't agree on."
Oh, did she say that?
She did. It was so unsolicited. It was so funny though, because she was like,
"Really?"
She was like, "Are y'all supposed to just be disagreeing like this on some of these things?"
Disagree? But we're like real friends though, so it's like, don't give me the podcast where everybody's yes, and like we have. I think we respectfully disagree. You know what I mean? If we disagree,
yeah, no, she didn't say like it was like problematic. She was just like, y'all just have very different opinions.
But we still, it's like
we're just both two opinionated people. We be convicted by our beliefs. Okay. But yes, wherever you are listening, thank you so much. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, make sure you hit that follow button, subscribe button, leave us a comment. Let us know what you would like to see us covering next, especially going into 2026. We're trying to fill up our calendar with all the goodies. We know Bridgerton is coming. We still got another season of Love is Blind coming, and all the things. So Yeah, let us know, and we will. That's it for Married at First Sight, season 19. Bye.